First off, thanks to Starts and to Electronica for giving us the opportunity to speak at this event, to talk a little bit about how we collide technology, arts and culture to discover possible futures. Before joining the Future Everything team, I've been going to the festival and conference for many years. It had the advantage of being just around the corner in my hometown. Maybe that's why I first went, but that's not why I kept going. The festival makes visible the threads that tie us together, and tie together arts, technology and culture, domains that often seem very far apart. It would give me direction to much of my own work in research and art making, and lead me through a PhD which brought together technology and one-to-one intimate performance, discovering humanity through the network. The festival is a space where individuals can find their tribe, but also see people and practices that is to them both novel and surprising. I found not only that new technologies could be turned to performance and art practice, but in fact that this is simply the beginnings of a rich feedback loop. Art and the artist are perfectly positioned to challenge and investigate technology itself. Future Everything has a well-documented history of using the crucible of the festival to catalyse cross-pollination and to explode echo chambers, creating the method Festival is Loud. The festival is home to intersecting communities of coders, environmentalists, technologists, musicians, performance artists, critical thinkers, bio-aware tricksters, punks and twitters. Some might all be this insane person. Experiencing this community of ideas myself twisted my own career through multiple versions of itself, drawing and redrawing the map to other vibrant and vital communities across the world, eventually bringing me here. And isn't here incredible? Every conversation is an opportunity for collaboration, a new community around every corner. This is my first time at Electronica, and to be honest, I didn't expect my first time to be stood here. I thought instead I'd be able to hide at the back or go and fiddle with a Raspberry Pi, but not today. Today, I'd like to share with you some of the work of two of our artists that are connected with the Future Everything through Vertigo Starts and also through our artist commissioning program, Fault Lines. For the last 2 decades, Future Everything has applied an artist-led approach to investigate how new technologies impact citizens, end users, businesses, governments and society. Why artist-led? Using an artist-led approach, there is always an opportunity to consider and challenge how we use new technologies in unusual ways, or at least in ways that are not necessarily what their creators may have intended. Award-winning artist and theatre maker Tim Etchells recounts the story of his woodwork instructor teaching him the value of the right tool for the job. He turns it on its head, saying, "The most interesting results in the work are reached by using the wrong tool for the job." Arts and arts practice is able to explore the unknown unknowns in technology development. Artists might work deep in the detail, but they also connect to the sublime. Their tools are gut feeling and deeply researched nuance. Now that we find ourselves saturated by constant flows of stimulus, more than ever do we need better tools to read the state of the world, to find pathways through complexity. Artist and thinker James Bridle recently tweeted, "The fear generated by our inability to comprehend complexity is a feedback loop, generating simplistic worldviews whose only response to difference is violence." Art has always helped us grasp ideas that might otherwise be just out of reach. Fault Lines artist Naha Matsuda's work, Everything, Every Time, takes as its input the data from more than 500 sensors from Newcastle University's real-time monitoring matrix, the Urban Observatory. Sensors measure the flow of traffic, flows of the dice, sunrise and rainfall. Through algorithmic coding and the artist's powerful talent of the written word, sensor inputs are magicked into eloquent poetry, which is presented in a mechanically driven display. Poems conjured from data, data as a map of the city, written as a moving sculpture and returned to the public as theirs. This is one way in which art practice is able to capture huge ideas and complex data and distill them into a human shape, still retaining and expanding meaning, embracing difference and complexity as surprise, wonder and delight, error as opportunity. Everything, Every Time was constructed with the assistance of 2 other Fault Lines artists, Dan Hett and Peter Evans, who worked as coders, fabricators, and as additional eyes and ears. Art making assembles temporary communities, driven by discovery and play. Cassia Mulder's human sensor measures the nature of the air as wearer breathes and wraps this data around their body. This activated seat represents the complexity of sensor readings as visceral images through shimmering colour. The red of warning present in the colouring of poisonous berries, or in the glow of the stop sign, here signals an unseen predator, the dust and debris of a city given form, walking the streets with you.
What would be the best way to convey the fact that our body is this sort of sensor, and how to connect the body to the environment and how to convey the information. And since then, I was looking at the wearable. Creating this kind of interface which connects our inner parts with the outer world. We depend on air, but we can't see it, and so we can't see the pollution.
I've been working with the artist Kashi Mulga. The amazing costumes that she's developed are responsive to the air that's outside them. So what she's done is making these invisible air pollution something visible.
The human sensor makes the complex tangible and positions us as humans at the centre, as the axis, not the acted upon. Human sensor is also on show in the exhibition in the fashion and wearables section, and I would encourage you to go and have a look at it. Yesterday we held a roundtable discussion in the workshop space. Our objective was to co-create a manifesto for artistic intervention in the IoT. The roundtable is part of future sessions, which puts into practice our actual research method, Festivals Lab, a series of conversations, workshops and events designed to explore the collision between art and the tech sector. The manifesto we shared yesterday on Twitter was a result of one such collision. Artists and representatives of the EU large-scale pilots working together with other citizen stakeholders to conjure up a way of doing things better. To distill proud aspirations, inclusive thinking and revolutionary ideas for the future, embracing the transformative power of arts practice. The manifesto is a first draft. We invite you to alpha test it with us. In the making of art, we change ourselves. In the doing of art, we understand more of who we are and who we want to be. Arts practice in the IoT presents not only a way to develop better products or to reach a wider market, it also offers an opportunity to think about who we are, what we mean to make and do, and how we might become better ourselves. Thanks to the team Future Everything and all of our expert participants and panelists. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Jason. It was great to see what came out of the seeming chaos yesterday at your session.
Apparently.
Yeah. And also thank you for showing those residency works. That was great. And sharing the creative wisdom of Ding Etches.